Hey everybody, good morning. How are you doing? Okay, we're going to do a message from universe for all of us today. And I looked at the color for the message and it's this sky blue, very beautiful sky blue. It feels like a calm message, like a calm, relaxing message. Let's see what comes out. Okay, so I'll put that right there so you can see that. The first deck that popped out at me is the morning mantras, so perfect. And then wisdom of the oracle, oracle of shadows and light. And then we have the happy tarot. And then getting into the vortex with Abraham. Yes. All right. Let's put these aside. How have you guys been doing? So I'm recording this at the beginning of April, and these are timeless readings. All of my readings are timeless. So whenever you come across any of the readings, that's when you're a match to that energy. Okay, and you can apply this to pretty much anything that shows up in your physical reality. It's showing up because you're a vibrational match to it. Okay, so you are the creator of your own reality, of every experience that happens to you, every person that talks to you, every person that doesn't talk to you. Anything that happens or doesn't happen in your life, it's because it's a match to your energy. Wow, right? So anyway, yeah, so these readings are timeless. You can watch them whenever you feel drawn to them. And what was I saying? Oh, I was saying that I'm recording this in April, at the beginning of April, and I just wanted to tell you what's been going on in my life. In the past month, in March, I've been going through so much spiritual growth, and I feel, you know how sometimes you just look at yourself and you're like, I feel a certain way today, and then you look back like maybe 2 weeks ago and you're like, I was a completely different person 2 weeks ago. And so this has happened to me, just looking through my diary and looking through my calendar over the past month in March. So much growth. I feel like a completely different person in such a good way. And yeah, so how has your spiritual path been? I want to ask, and how are you growing spiritually? Right? How are you doing? Okay, let's start with the first deck, morning mantras. See what universe wants to say to us. Message from universe. I'm the only me I've got. I love it already. So I'm going to speak lovingly to myself from sun up to sun up. That means extra compliments hold the critical anxiety spirals. You look better than average. You sure can make a lemon square. Wow, you're good at compliments. This is so perfect. This is so perfect. I feel like there's another one from this deck. So let's shuffle again. Do you feel that? You're the only one you've got. There's only one you. Speak lovingly to yourself. Okay. There's a deep feeling of acceptance in this energy that I'm looking at right now. Self-acceptance. When in doubt, give people the benefit. Oh, didn't this card come out last time in the last reading? Yeah. When in doubt, give people the benefit. Everyone else is trying their best, right? Except maybe this person talking on speakerphone in public. So when this happens, when a card keeps showing up over and over and over again, I think this card has shown up a couple of times already in the last reading, and also like another time in a different reading like a while ago. It it means that this energy is pervasive, meaning like universe is giving you a reminder, give people the benefit of the doubt, give people, including yourself, especially yourself, especially when seen with this card, that you speak lovingly to yourself, give yourself the benefit of the doubt. You are trying your best, you're doing your best. Everybody in every stage of life, even if you look at them and you're like, oh, I would never do that myself, they're a horrible person, like, but they, in their own life, from their own perspective, within their own history of what's been going on in their life, they're only seeking happiness, whether you agree with their methods or not, right? Everybody is only seeking happiness, and maybe some people go about it their way, not knowing a better way to be happy. They're trying their best, and then so, applying this to yourself also, you're trying your best. And maybe you look at yourself and you judge yourself for certain decisions that you make in your life, or maybe you're like, I'm not where I want to be and I should be doing better because look at everybody else. And it's like, you can't make those comparisons. You have to really give yourself, speak to yourself lovingly, look at yourself through source energy's eyes. And source energy is always, God, right, is always looking at you with loving eyes. And you have to look at yourself and look at your human life from that spirit perspective and see that, wow, I'm this baby. No matter what age you are, you're a baby. Because, in comparison to universe, which is eternal, right? Your spirit self is eternal. Your human life, you're a baby. I am a baby, and I'm learning and I'm growing and I'm experimenting and I'm trying, and sometimes I go this way and I learn some stuff there and I realize, oh, maybe that's not the way I want to go. And then you go the other way. And it's like, sometimes you have to walk all of these different, go through so many different doors in order to figure out what you like and what you don't like, and what's better for you, right? And so you're never walking through a wrong door. All of those doors are right, because in order for you to find the right door, sometimes you have to walk through some other doors that, and you have to kind of like process of elimination, right? And it's okay. It's totally okay to do all of that. We didn't come here, we human beings did not come here onto the physical earth to be perfect. There's no perfection going on around here. You know how, like, I'm thinking, universe is showing me a picture of plants growing, and I'm not a plant person, but I kind of do understand how plants, like, they seek water and they seek sunlight, right? Their nutrients, their nutrition, the things that help them grow. And it's like, sometimes if some plants, if they're put in a place where they're not thriving, they'll grow in a direction where there is more sunlight. They'll grow, the roots will reach for places that have more water, right? And it's like, all consciousness, all beings are like that, including humans. Humans will reach for the place, but they're not always, sometimes they're not born in a place that's good for their thriving, right? That's not the right conditions for their thriving. But from that starting place, that's where, like, okay, this is not a place where I'm thriving, so I'm gonna make decisions. I'm gonna make choices where I'm gonna go towards my sunlight. I'm gonna go towards my water, my place where I'm gonna thrive. And it's that journey from wherever you are, making your decisions towards where you're wanting to go. And everybody's path is different. Benefit of the doubt. Okay. All right. Second deck is Wisdom of the Oracle. And so, this is the emphasis that the fact that this card came out again and again and again. There's an emphasis. Be more loving to yourself. Give yourself benefit of the doubt. Oh, there's another message coming through when I'm just looking at this picture. If you happen to be this ducky person right here that's annoying other people, hey, if you are inspired to speak loud, if you are inspired to be different and to make noise, and you're expressing yourself in a certain way where other people are like, what is this person doing? Do not be afraid to be yourself, even if they don't understand it. That's another message that's coming through from this, okay? Because sometimes other people who are conforming to society's norms, they're doing it because they're afraid to stand out. And then if they see you doing it, they might be inspired, they might be inspired that it's okay to be a weirdo. It's okay to be a little wacky and to look odd in front of others. And, there's a leadership quality to this being different thing, right? Because I'm kind of seeing like these people are probably annoyed and like staring at this ducky, but then this alligator guy is like, wow, maybe I don't have to wear a suit and tie every day. Maybe I can be loud and expressive and be yellow instead of wearing blues and grays and blacks like everybody else. Maybe I can be yellow. So that's another message that's coming through. That's great. Be somebody's sunshine. I want to tell you a story that's coming up because I'm just looking at this kind of blue sky and then just talking about being different. I used to work in this office, and I minimum wage, part time, and so I was kind of like lowest of the totem pole, along with some other coworkers. I wasn't the only one, but the position that I was in, it was the the kind of the office's assistant. Like everybody can boss me around, everybody was my boss. And I love that job. That was like my favorite job that I've had. And I didn't mind that I wasn't paid very much. I didn't mind that this wasn't like my forever career job. I was just having a good time and having fun. And a lot of people would look at me, even the people in my very same position who were there, because they really felt like they didn't have any other choices. But it was my choice to be there and do that job, right? So we had the same job, but I had a completely different outlook on my position there, and I loved everything that I did. And other people would be like, why do you like your job so much? And I was like, I don't know. I just do. I'm just having so much fun, because it was like low responsibility. Because if you're not a manager and you're not like any importance within the office, you're just somebody who just does what they're told, right? You have zero responsibility except for just like, here, do this. Okay. And then you just do it, right? And you get paid for it. And so I really liked that. Like I didn't have to stress about needing to move up any ladders or anything, right? And whatever I did, it paid for the bills that I needed to pay. So it was good enough for me, while I felt like it was part of my spiritual path. And because my priority is always my spirituality and my happiness. And then second is health. And then beyond that, like, relationships, money, and all of that is all the way on the bottom of my priority list, right? So I was always like spirituality first, my connection with spirit first. And this job helped me have that as a priority, because I didn't have to think about work, I just did it. And so anyway, what happens, like, my other coworkers who were in the same position didn't understand why I was so happy all the time. And even my other coworkers that were in a higher position above me, the ones that could boss me around, they didn't understand why I was so happy, because they were all struggling themselves to reach a higher and higher point in their life. They were trying so hard to achieve success, and they were unhappy in the positions that they were in, because for them, working in that office was like a stepping stone, and for some of them it's even like a stepping stone down from where they're wanting to be, because maybe they're wanting to be in another industry or in another career, but they needed to make money, they needed to pay their bills, right? And so nobody understood why I was so happy, but I was just happy to be there. And this one time I was talking to one of the coworkers, and what was I saying? We were talking about we're just talking about life. We're talking about work, and then I think I said something. I just made like a joke, like I was saying like, "Oh, look at the sunshine! Like I bring the sunshine into the office because it was a sunny day." And I said, "Yeah, look at the sunshine. That's my job. I bring the sunshine into office, right?" And then he looked at me and he said, "You're grossly underpaid for your sunshine services." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's like the best compliment I've ever received." Because his point was that, because he was miserable at that job too, but the fact that I was this ducky, like everybody else was wearing their suits and ties and stuff, and trying to be serious in the office because that's what you do at work. But I was this ducky that was like singing and laughing, and just go for me, going to work was hanging out with my friends. That's what it felt like. And yeah, I brought sunshine into the office, and he said that I was grossly underpaid for all the happiness that I brought into the office. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is like the best compliment. So anyway, I felt inspired to tell this little story, and I think this story will be meaningful to some of you out there that are maybe you're struggling in your life somewhere, and Spirit is letting you know it's okay to be yourself in your work environment, within wherever you are in your life, even if you're in school and whatever, and you feel like I should be on a certain track of achievement, and maybe it's okay to like enjoy yourself and just express yourself and to be yourself and love where you are, even if it's not the highest paying job or like your forever career that you're in. Maybe you're making coffee at a coffee shop and you're like, well, I want to be an artist or a musician. I want to be an architect, something like that, or doctor or something. But right now I'm making coffee. I'm a barista. It's okay to enjoy yourself while you're there in that position too, because you'll get to where you need to go, and maybe you'll even change your mind and change your course somewhere along the way, and become something else. But it's like every part of your path, it's okay for you to be there and for you to enjoy yourself while you're there. Okay, I think that's a message for somebody. All right. Okay. Breathe. Oh, yeah. So, for those of you who are having a hard time, or maybe you're just feeling like you shouldn't be where you're needing to be, maybe you need to take a breath. Maybe you need to calm yourself down. There's that, remember that energy that I was seeing in this blue about being like calm and relaxed? Calm down, relax yourself, breathe, take in the moment. Are some of you maybe doing too much, right? You're rushing around in your life. Are you not taking stock of where you are on your spiritual path, and saying like, hey, where am I rushing off to, right? Maybe you have a physical goal and you're trying so hard to get there fast, but what's up with all the speed, Maybe Spirit is telling you to slow down and look around. Do you have kids? Look at your kids. They're growing up. Are you watching them grow? Are you paying attention to this particular point in their life? Or are you speeding past it and just wishing they would be 18 and out of your house? Or, this is just an example. I'm not saying, you're like that as a parent, but it's about the smelling the roses thing. Are you stopping to smell the roses? Are you stopping to take a look at yourself, seeing yourself as the kid, right? In your growth, in your path of growth. Like we were just saying, we're babies. We human beings are all babies, right? Are you watching you, the baby, grow in your path? Are you enjoying this moment? And it as when you were a kid and you were growing up, you probably weren't even noticing that you were growing, but your parents were looking at you and going, oh my gosh, my baby's growing up, and enjoying every part of you, like, losing your baby teeth and growing your adult teeth. And they were so proud of you. And maybe the first, step that you took, walking, right? And maybe just all the different points on your path when you were growing up, your parents were looking at you and going, oh, look, my darling is able to do this. My darling, and her first day in kindergarten, or, things like that. And as the person, as the child that's growing up, you're probably not like going, oh, I'm so proud of myself for taking this first step. Like you're not conscious of that. And I feel like there's this kind of disconnect that as we grow into adulthood and stuff like that, or as we are in adulthood and we're moving along our path, there aren't these markers for, as an adult of, oh, I'm doing this for the first time and I should be proud of myself for this. It's like you're not being your own parent, watching yourself grow and being proud of your just daily achievements, like a parent would looking at their child going through, and achieving their small daily achievements. And I feel like there's a message in there about that. Like, breathe, take some time to look at yourself and marvel at how great you're doing. Are you giving yourself these compliments? Are you seeing that you are achieving just by existing? That it's a great accomplishment just to be human. It's a great experience in life just to be. Are you noticing that about your physical experience here? The word grateful comes to mind, and the word appreciation comes to mind, which if you're familiar with Abraham-Hicks, they make a distinction between being grateful and being appreciative. But right now I'm just gonna put it together as like this one energy of just loving your life experience. Loving your life experience. Okay, Oracle of Shadows and Light. It's just kind of like wherever you are in your life, sometimes you don't, because maybe you're very focused on something very specific right in front of your face, that you don't even look up in the sky and notice that it's blue and notice that, hey, today is a beautiful day. It's that kind of a thing, right? Because if you will look, you will see that the sky is beautiful. If you will look, you will see that the sun is shining. If you will look, you will see that you are loved, right? And sometimes we forget to look, we forget to breathe. And then we forget, like, wow, taking that deep breath of air just feels so good. And it's so easy to do. Everybody can do it. But do you remember to do that, right? This is so perfect. Be your true self. Are you a yellow ducky amongst a bunch of other more, quote, normal type of people? Be your true self. Allow yourself to express. All right, happy tarot. 2 cards from this Happy Tarot. Eight of Cups. That speaks a lot to also being your true self. Eight of Cups talks about going within, walking away from, like, you could say walking away from conformity towards something that's more suited to your true self. That could be one way of interpreting Eight of Cups, or walking away from something that you're realizing is not for you, and trusting your inner guidance to guide you to where you're needing to go. And especially since in this card, this person is walking in a direction where the full moon is lighting the way. The moon talks about intuition, right? It's like following your heart, even if like society or whatever has already been established is saying we do things this way. If you're feeling a call towards doing something that's different from what these other people are doing or what society says is the right thing to do, this is talking about trusting your intuition and following your own path, right? So be your true self. And one more from Happy Tarot. Four of Cups. Okay. Four of Cups. There are 2 ways of interpreting Four of Cups. One is that you're so involved in what's in front of you that you're not seeing an opportunity that's being shown to you by spirit. Okay. And so for some of you, it's talking about pay attention, like look away from whatever issues or problems. We were just talking about how sometimes you're very focused on something in front of you. You're not noticing that the sky is blue and the sun is shining and, the roses smell great, or, things like that, right? So that's part of the message. And then there's, for some others of you, this could also be talking about not accepting what others are saying is the right thing to do, and being so focused on your own path that you don't that you're just making the decision that you don't care what other people think, and you're going to do things your own way. So take a look at your situation and apply whichever message resonates for you, because for some of you it could be that I'm following my own path, and therefore if you're feeling other people saying, no, you shouldn't do that, or maybe you should do this other thing, and you look at them and you're like, no, that doesn't resonate with me, I really just want to do my own thing. So that could be the message for you. And then for some others of you, it could be that other thing that I was saying earlier. Okay, so pay attention, or take a look at your own situation and apply the message that works for you. Okay, apply the one that resonates for you. There's something about this person being on an island that's standing out. So what comes to mind is these stories that, like, okay, I'm not too familiar with the Buddha story, and I'm also not too familiar with Jesus Christ. But when I listen to Abraham speak about these other teachers throughout human history, that Abraham has said that all of them, whether it be Buddha or Jesus or Muhammad, like, I'm not familiar with that teacher either, but they all took a period of time and went into isolation where they were by themselves, and they meditated, the breathe card, and they meditated and they got into alignment with source energy, with their God, whoever their God may be, and they got in touch with their inner being and their spirit, and there was a period of time where each of them did that, come into alignment, and then they reemerge from that back into society as this kind of like new enlightened self, right? There's a message about that in here too. Some of you may already be in this state where you're in your own little island your metaphorical island where you're in your own energy and not paying attention to society and other stuff. There was a video that I did. Which one was it in? It it might be the one that I have on my homepage on my channel. The Jewel is psychic and so are you, where I talk about kind of like a retreat, is that a meditation retreat, silent retreat, something, a retreat from media, I believe it was how I put it, where you do 30 days of not watching TV, not not being on social media, not just basically kind of like removing yourself from the noise that's out in the world. So no news, no, anything like that. And if you can also, not meet up with other people so much, as much as you can, and just spend 30 days within your own energy and in meditation, and also just coming into alignment with yourself. So this is a message for some of you where you feel you're at that point that you want to do that, you want to try that. Go watch that other video that I did where I talked about it in more detail. It's towards the end. It's towards the end of that video. But yeah, I feel like this is a message for some of you to do that, to spend this time in isolation, in like an energy isolation, so that you can come into alignment with yourself for a while and breathe, okay? Because that's the pathway to become your true self. Yeah. Yeah, this completely, totally makes sense. Like walking away and being on your own for a little while. Oh, is this person walking to an island? Sort of. Sort of. But yeah, that's actually kind of perfect. All right, let's see. Last message. And this message is from Abraham. Everything is always working out for me. I love it. I love it. Nothing ever goes wrong. Oh, remember we were talking about the wrong doors? There are no wrong doors. Yeah. Nothing ever goes wrong because every piece of contrast, no matter how wrong it seems to be, is always helping you to clarify what it is you do want. And that is the thing that we want you to remember most of all. The contrast, no matter how it looks in any moment, is contributing mightily to your expansion. The things that you call things going wrong in your life experience are actually only the distance between the things that are so right and your current perspective about them. Wow. This applies so perfectly with the story that I told about the job that I was in, right? It depends on how you look at it, because I was in the same exact position, job as these other coworkers, and they were not happy, and I was, right? What is your perspective about where you are in your life right now? Because your source energy, your inner being, your higher self is looking at you in your life exactly where you are right now and loving it. Are you loving it? Are you loving where you are right now? Everything's always working out for me. So have this be your affirmation as you're going through. If any one of you decide to do that 30-day retreat thing, have this be your affirmation during the 30 days as you're breathing, as you're going within, as you're coming into alignment with yourself. That trying to fix the lighting here. There we go. So that you recognize throughout the 30 days and beyond that everything is always working out for you. Everything is always working out for you. And when you have that as like your guiding light within yourself, no matter what's happening in your life, and you're saying, but it's working out for me, so it doesn't matter if it looks this certain way. It's kind of like whatever dark room that you're in, there's like a window or a door where there's sunlight that's streaming in. You're like, there's a way out of that. Wherever you are, there's a way out of that. Everything is always working out for you. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you decide to do this, enjoy your retreat. All right, your retreat into becoming your true self. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.